Good day everyone, my name is Kenneth Albos, your English teacher for today. And for today's topic, we are going to talk about modal verb. But before we proceed to our formal discussion, let's have a quick review of our previous lesson yesterday. So yesterday, we have talked about public speaking. What is the meaning of public speaking? As we all know, public speaking is the process of speaking to a group of people in a deliberate and structured manner to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. So what is the objectives in public speaking? As I mentioned a while ago, it's to inform, to communicate views, to inspire, and even to entertain. Okay, so today we are going to talk about modal verb. But before we proceed to our actual um, discussion, let's have first a quick activity. So I'm going to flash a picture on the screen. So tell me something about the picture. Okay, so that is the picture. So your task is to tell something that you can tell about the picture. Anything that comes to your mind when you see the picture. Okay, so there is no right and correct answer into this activity. So I'm just asking if you are using your mind, if you're really good in analyzing pictures. Okay, so I'll give you 10 seconds. So while reading, I will try to give some insights about the picture. As you can see, there's a man holding a big rock. There are men holding a big rock. They are trying to push that rock, the huge rock, to a certain direction. Okay, so are you done? Okay, so I guess you got the right answer. Okay, let's try to analyze the picture. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, there are three men dragging or pushing the big rock. Okay, as you can see, they're doing this as a team, they're doing this as a group. Okay, if we're going to compare this to our daily activities, our lives, there is a big problem. You're doing a task alone. So meaning to say, if you're doing a big task, you have to do this as a group. You have to do this as a team, because teamwork is the key to success in every group activities. Okay, so to lessen your burden, to ease your pain, and to easily complete your task, you have to do this as a group. Okay, there is a big problem if you are going to do this as a team. Okay, that is generally the message of this picture, and later we will know the reason, or we will know the connection of this picture later on as we proceed to the discussion. Okay, so let us now move to the next part of our discussion. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so let's have another activity. Okay, so there is a vocabulary play. So I mean to say, you have to identify the meaning of these sentences, of these statements. Okay, so there is a jumble letters attached in this item. So we have to guess what is the right or what is the mystery word, okay, by using these clues. As per direction, you have to rearrange the following words using the given meaning of these words. So definitely, class, there is already meaning attached to the item. You have to guess what is the right word. Okay, so for the item number 1, what is the word for this? Walk slowly and with heavy steps. Okay, walk slowly and with heavy steps. Did you get the right answer? Is this your answer? Very good. Next, what is strange and odd? What is the word that you can relate to strange or odd? Are you done? Is this your answer? This is the correct answer. Very good. Item number 3. Losing strength or momentum. Losing strength or momentum. So you have to guess. You have to give the correct answer. Is this your answer? Very good. Next item. Number 4. It's audible breath expressing sadness. It's audible breath expressing sadness. Okay. Time's up. Is this your answer? Correct. Next, last item. So indistinct, vague, unclear, and indefinite. So indistinct, vague, unclear, indefinite. What is the word for that? Okay. Time is up. The correct answer is yes. Did you get all the correct answers? If yes, very good. If no, better luck next time. There's always a room for improvement. Okay? So class, let's proceed again to the next part of our discussion. So today we are going to read a short poem by an unknown author. The title of this poem is Don't Quit. So I know that you can relate to the title because some of us nowadays experiences a lot of problem. So for us to deal with this problem, have to be determined, have to be strong, and as the title suggests, don't quit. Okay, because winners will never win if they quit rather. So let's start. Okay, I'm just please bear with me as I turn the slide of my presentation, my PowerPoint presentation. So before we proceed to the poem, to the reading text, let's have first the guide question. So number 1, what is your favorite line of the poem? 2, why some people choose to quit and not to pursue their dreams or goals? 3, give one thing that symbolizes the message of the poem and explain it. Okay? So we only have 3 guide questions. So class, you have to read first the poem. Okay, as you read the poem, you have to jot down important lines from the poem. Okay, so let's start. So I will flash to the screen the copy of the poem Don't Quit. So just give me a time as I search for that poem. Okay, so by the way, I'm going to read the poem as well, so let us read the poem as well together. Okay, so as the title suggests, don't quit, I assume that you have an idea of what's the content of the poem. Okay, just bear with me as I look for the copy. Okay. Okay, there. So I will read, okay, the poem. So you have to read as well, silent reading. Just follow as I read the text. Okay, Don't Quit by a unknown author. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is square with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about, when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is never done. It seems to paint a faltering man. Often struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup, and he learned too late when the night slipped down. How close he was the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the glass of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far, so stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. Okay? So by unknown author. As you read through the text, it has really a meaningful message. Okay, class? So as you read the text, as I mentioned, you will discover what is the real meaning of this message. So technically and generally speaking, class, this short poem wants to convey a message that we need to be strong and we need to be determined for us to succeed in our goals and dreams in our lives. So you have to be strong, you have to be a fighter, never quit, never surrender. Okay? Generally, that is the message of this poem. Don't quit. As the title suggests, never give up. Just continue dreaming and plan big. Okay, let's now proceed to our formal discussion for today. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to discuss modal verb. So do you have any idea about modal verb, class? I know that you encountered this one before in your elementary days, in your grade 7 or grade 8 days. And just give me a moment as I turn back the power presentation. So don't quit, class. You have to be determined, you have to be strong, as well as you have to rely to other people rather. So you cannot finish the task alone. So as the poem also suggests, that we need to seek for the help of other people. You have to work as a team, you have to work as a group. Okay, for you to succeed in a certain task. Okay, so I hope you answered this question correctly. This is our guide question earlier. Okay, what is your favorite line of the poem? So you have to choose what's your favorite line of the poem that strikes you a lot, that hits you a lot as you read that line. Okay, this is a silent hesitation, so you have to write this down, your answer on your paper. 2. Why some people choose to quit and not to pursue their goals or dreams. So do you think what is the reason why sometimes we as a people, we as a human, no, we quit and not pursuing our dreams anymore? What is the reason behind that? Okay, so next, give one thing that symbolizes the message of the poem. So give one thing that you can see that this thing symbolizes the message of the poem. Okay, so you just need to write all your answers on your paper. Okay, but definitely in the last question rather, you have to explain it. So why you came up with this idea, so you have to justify your answer. Okay, so next, so today we are going to talk about modal verb. So what is modal verb? Okay, I will read the definition of the modals or the modal verb. Okay, so when we say modal verb, a modal verb is a type of auxiliary or helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. Okay, so modal verb. So as we mentioned, this is a type of verb. This auxiliary verb or helping verb, that uses in a sentence to express idea. What's that? What kind of idea? It could be to express ability, permission, obligation, and so on. So this modal verb is very useful in constructing a sentence, because without modal verb, we cannot give the exact meaning of a certain sentence. We cannot express a certain idea of that sentence. That's why modal verb is very important. So there's a lot of examples, there's a lot of types of modal verbs. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to concentrate to the most common use modal verb. So the commonly used modal verb. So that is our main priority for today's topic. Okay, so I know that sometimes before you encounter this modal verb, as you read stories in ebook, as you read or as you sing a song. Okay, so here's the common modals that you may encounter or that you are using as you create a writing task, as you do a writing task rather, as you read certain stories, or as you read post in Facebook or in social media. Okay, so the common modals are must, will, might, can, and may. So are you familiar with this modal verb? So I guess definitely, because you may encounter this one, or you encountered this one before. Okay, so let's have first can. So can expresses idea about ability. So when we say can, it's ability. Example, I can ride a bike. So in a sentence, you can ride a bike means to say you are able to ride a bike. That's your ability. Okay, your ability, your skill to ride a bike. Okay, so for us to easily identify what kind of modal verb the sentence is trying to tell to us, trying to give to us. Okay, there is a signal phrase that you need to remember, that you need to understand, and you need to spot in a sentence. Able to. Okay, what's the signal phrase again? Okay, correct, it's able to. So able to and can have the same thought or idea. Okay, again, can expresses ability. The signal phrase is able to. So if you cannot see can and you only see able to, it means that's also the same. It expresses ability as well. Okay, example, Mr. Albos is able to conduct a class despite of having a bad weather, like that. So Mr. Albos can discuss a class despite of having a bad weather, like that. So can ability, signal phrase is able to. Next modal verb, may expresses permission. So as per this example, you may go now, meaning to say you are allowed to go anywhere you want because you ask permission to your superior or to the authority. Okay, so may also we also use may to show probability. So 15% chance to happen or not. So probability. Okay, example, it may rain tomorrow. So you are assuming that it may rain tomorrow. There's a 50% chance to happen and 50 chance not to happen. So probability. So may, permission. Another one, it uses to show probability. Can you give another example for that? May. Okay, so take your time. I'll give you 5 seconds. Can you construct a sentence using a modal verb may? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. May I hear your answer? Okay, that's good, very good, nice try. So let's proceed to the next modal verb. Okay, just bear with me. Next modal verb is will, the most common use modal verb, will. So when you see modal verb will, it suggests prediction. So it suggests prediction. When you say will, it's prediction. What's happening, as what will happen in the future. Okay. So as per the example, I think he will study hard this time. So I think he will study hard this time. As the sentence suggests, as we use will as a modal verb, it suggests prediction because you think that this student will study hard next time, or this time rather. So we also use will to express future intent. Will to express future intent. As for example, I will go riding on Wednesday. I will go riding on Wednesday. So will expresses in this sentence as future intent because on Wednesday you will have a riding. You will have a ride on Wednesday. Okay, so meaning to say a future action on Wednesday. That's why it uses will to express future intent. Okay, so again we use will to predict or prediction and to express future intent. Okay, can you give example for that? Okay, so you just need to create a sentence using this modal verb. Okay, very good. Next. Okay, so next modal verb is must. When you say must, it expresses obligation. So obligation can also tantamount to responsibility. So you're obliged to do this task. Okay, so must, obligation. Example, you must finish your study. So as a student, we are obliged to comply with this instruction. So we must finish our studies for us to reach our dream. Okay, for our parents to be proud. So it's a must, it's obligation. So you have to return the bike if you use it. Okay, so by the way, must also recognize in this form, have to. If you cannot see, as you interact with the text or reading text and you cannot see must and you see have to instead, so meaning to say it's also the same, it also expresses the same. Okay, it also expresses obligation, have to. Okay, as for this example, I will read again. You have to return the bike if you used it. So meaning to say your obligation is to return the bike after you use it. Okay, so you can also say this in this manner: you must return the bike if you use it. Okay, same thought, same idea. Must and have to expresses or express obligation. Okay, next. Might, possibility. So might, possibility. So we use this modal verb to express possibility that some action may happen or not. Okay, okay, so as for example, it might snow today. So it might snow today, meaning to say there is a possibility that there will be snow today. There is also a possibility that this snow will not occur this day. So are you familiar with the song It Might Be You? It's like that. So it might be you. So there is a possibility that you may choose by that person. Okay, so might, possibility. So other modals, we also have a list of other modals aside from these models that we mentioned earlier. So these modals are also very useful in constructing a sentence. Okay, we also encountered these models before. Okay, number one in the list, we have could. Could is a past ability. It's also same as with can, but could is a past ability. Okay, as for example, I could ride a bike when I was a younger. Okay, when you was a younger, you could ride a bike. So there's a clue there. Was. Okay, so was is a past tense of is. Okay, could past ability. I could ride a bike. I could ride a bike when I was a younger. Okay, could past ability. Next, would. Would is a past tense of will. It also expresses politeness. Okay, example, he would ride his bike before he hurt his knee. So he would ride his bike before he hurt his knee. Before you hurt your knee, you ride your bike. So you ride your bike. Okay. Next, I would like to invite you to my birthday. So this one expresses politeness because you are trying to invite someone to attend your birthday party. So I would like to invite you to my birthday. So it shows, expresses politeness. Okay. There is a notion to us Filipinos that we are not polite because sometimes we are not using would. Most of the time we are not using would when we are communicating to other people, especially with the foreigners. Okay, but I assume that we are not just familiar with these modal verbs. That's why we also use will now when you are using when you are communicating with other people. Okay, next. Okay, so other modals that we may use, we have should. So should expresses expectation and advice. Okay, expectation and advice. Example, he should finish his study after 4 years. He should finish his study after 4 years. So meaning to say, you are expecting and you are advising to finish your studies within 4 years. Okay. Next, smoking is dangerous to your health. You shouldn't smoke. Okay. Smoking is dangerous to your health. You shouldn't smoke. Meaning to say, you should not try smoking because this is dangerous. This is very dangerous to your health. So it's advice coming from your friend that you stop smoking because this one is very dangerous. Okay. Next, shall. Shall is formal invitation and suggestion. It also expresses future action. So as for example, I know that you are familiar with this one. I shall return. Who said this statement? Check your history. So this one mentioned by General Douglas MacArthur during World War II, because he promised that he will return, or he shall return Philippines. Okay, and that happens. I shall return. So it expresses future action. Next, shall we dance? Okay, shall we dance expresses invitation. When you go to the prom and you ask your crush to dance with you, you will ask this question: shall we dance? Okay. Okay, reminder before we end this topic. So modal verb is always next to base form of the verb. So we have a formula here. So modal verb plus base form of the verb equals the modal. Okay. So let's say we have this one, will plus survive. So will is the modal verb, will is the modal verb, and survive is the base form of the verb. So meaning to say, base form of the verb, you don't need to add something, or you don't need to change the structure of this verb. This is the base form of the verb. So will plus survive equals I will survive. Okay. So in this sentence, we'll try to use this one, will plus survive. I will survive this semester. So I will survive this semester. Okay. So you have to remember, so modal verb plus base form of the verb. Okay, will, let's say will plus survive. I will survive this semester. So there you have it. So thanks for listening for today. Before we end our discussion, let's try to generalize your the discussion today. So today we talked about modal verb, and we mentioned that modal verb is auxiliary or helping verb that expresses idea like possibility, suggestion, permission in a sentence. We have can, may, must, okay, and other modal shall, should, would, could, etc. So I hope you learn a lot in our short discussion today. And for us to what do you call this? For us to assess your learnings or your what do you call this? Your yeah, right. For us to assess your learning today, we will have a short activity. So you just need to rephrase the following sentence, or you have to reconstruct rather the following statement here. You only have 5 items. Okay, so it's only a silent recitation. You have to write the answer on your paper. So there, you only have 5. So direction, you have to reconstruct each sentence using modals. Clue for you to answer this one, you have to look for the signal phrase. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, this signal phrase is also the same as this modal verb. They're expressing they express the same idea. So as for your performance task, group task, this one is a group task. Okay, you have to show your appreciation to the theme of the text, to the poem that we have read earlier. So for group 1, you have to make a letter to the author. For group 2, you have to make a short poetry, or a short poem rather. And for group 3, you have to sing a song. You have to create a song, a short song, and you have to sing it together. So next, you have to make a slogan or quotation for the last group. As per the criteria, you have to remember these following. Okay, so let's after that activity, you have to answer this quiz. It's only a short quiz. So as per direction, you have to choose the letter correct answer. So I will flash the questions on your screen, so you have to answer it. Just write the best letter you think the correct answer for this in these following items, number 1 and number 2. So you may start now answering these questions. Okay, so just grab a copy first before you start. Okay, next. Okay, here's the 3 and 4, 5 items. Just screenshot this one and answer it later. Okay, so as per your assignment, before we separate, so you have to read and secure a copy of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, and you have to bring Manila paper and pen to our next meeting. Okay, so again, thanks for listening, thanks for giving your time. My name is Kenneth Albos, your English teacher for today. Always take care of yourself. God bless and see you